Hey, you're listening to We Don't Watch Movies with
Woo!
me, Monze.
And me, Corinne.
Yay! Okay. And today we're talking about, in honor of the Super Mario Brothers movie that just came out, we decided to talk about the 1993 cinematic classic Super Mario Brothers, starring John Leguizamo and the other guy who is in Peter Pan, the Peter Pan movie, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What's his name?
Oh, Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. Yep. Yes. So, Corinne.
That movie's as old as me.
Yes, this movie is 30 years old.
Wow.
Now everyone knows.
Wow.
Wow. Yes. So, Corinne, why haven't you watched this cinematic masterpiece? Do you know anything about this movie?
I know John Leguizamo is Luigi.
Yes, he is Luigi.
And I know it's kind of infamous. Notorious, some would say.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down in the annals of history.
The annals of history, yes.
Yep. The annals of history. It's just, I just never thought to watch it. Never came across.
I was going to say, one of the reasons you probably haven't seen it, actually, is because you can't really find this movie anywhere. As you remember, I messaged you last night asking where you watch movies, because I wanted to rewatch this film, because the summary I found, I was like, this doesn't do this movie justice. And I was like, I need to watch this movie, and it's literally not available anywhere to stream.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere at all. I think you can only buy it like on DVD, but it's like those really like garbage DVDs.
Yeah. Gas station DVDs.
Yeah. Which I watched this movie, I think a few years ago. I rewatched it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even feel like years. It has to have been months. And I found it somewhere. I don't know where I found it, but yes, yesterday I found it on this website, and I watched it just so I can talk to you about this movie, Corinne. I hope you appreciate the sacrifice I make for you.
I appreciate all your efforts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Corinne, what do you think this movie's about? I mean, you know a little bit about Mario. How do you feel about Mario? I guess is my big question.
That's a good opening question.
Because hold on, sorry, I'm really dominating this conversation. I just hang out with teenagers all day. So, and I can't tell them how I really feel because I am their teacher. Because like I went to go see the new Mario Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm. I
went in there. I didn't want to watch it. I was like, guys, are we seriously going to watch this movie? We went to go see it in the 21 plus section of the theater, which I was like, guys, are you serious? Which, honestly...
Who was drinking during the Mario movie?
I don't know. But it was a good number of adults in the adult-only section.
Yeah.
So, okay. I went in there, not with a bad attitude, with just like, alright, I guess I'm just going to watch this kid's movie. And let me tell you, I left the theater loving it. I was like, what a movie! Woohoo! Like, I went into work on Monday after break, and I was like, who saw the Super Mario Brothers movie? That song was a bop, and also, wahoo. So, but like, I've never had strong ties to Mario in any way. So, like, yeah, so, like, what do you know about the Super Mario lore? Or, like, do you care?
Mario lore.
Why is that a weird question?
It's just funny. It's just funny because of what Super Mario is.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's funny to think about it having lore, but there is lore. So I will say, as a child, I think I knew about Mario, but it wasn't like a big thing. I know for some people it was like an integral part of their childhood, like family bonding time or whatever. But that wasn't really the case with me or my family. We were more Pokemon Nintendo, not so much Mario Nintendo or like Legend of Zelda or any of that. I kind of learned more about that late elementary to middle school. The
Okay.
first Mario game I played
Ooh.
was War. It was a
Which Mario
Wario.
game popped your cherry?
It's so weird when you say it like that. When I tell you, it suddenly makes sense. It's a Wario game, so it wasn't
It would
even
be.
Mario. It
It
was a
would
Wario
be.
game. Yeah, it was someone that I did taekwondo with. Um, had like Wario on their Game Boy, and
Mm.
so we'd like play on it to pass the time. Because my dad did taekwondo after us, so that was the first Mario game that I played. And
Okay.
then as I got
Your introduction to
that was
Mario
my
was
introduction, which
Wario.
was Wario.
Okay.
I didn't know the theme song until high school
Do,
because
do,
someone
do.
printed out sheet music for it and wanted our orchestra to play it, and I had
Mm.
never heard it before, so I was like, I don't
Because
know.
you were like, what is this music? And everyone was like,
It it is weird to play if you've never heard it because it's like a janky theme song.
yeah, it's like that. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, and like the
even like
rhythms
the,
all over the place.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Exactly. And then in college, I played Mario for the first time with my first mistake because he had the Mario games.
Which game?
I think we definitely played Mario Kart, and then we played just Super Mario Brothers, just like one of the basic ones or
Like on the
whatever.
Wii or something?
On the Wii, yeah, we played it
I
on
was
the
like,
Wii.
what year is this? What system is that?
It
GameCube?
would have been Wii. And then my brother also had like a really obscure Super Mario game, like Super Mario Maker or something, but on like the
Oh,
DS. So it wasn't like the
yeah,
Wii
yeah.
version. So it was again, we had like very tangential. It was not like we were Pokemon, Nintendogs, Animal Crossing. That was like our
Nintendogs. You don't hear that talked about at all.
it was the second, if not it was one of the most best-selling games for the Nintendo DS, second only to Mario Kart. So I'll have you know. That was why I got the DS. So, and then as I got older, I just kind of, realized how much more Mario was and everything. And then Mario Kart was the game that I enjoyed the most. That's the game that I've played the most.
Uh-huh.
I've played Mario Odd, like, because I'm not really good at platformers. So trying to play the actual game, I'm like useless. I'm in the bubble, like, half the time. Because yeah, I'm dying all
Oh,
the
like
time.
when they're floating up near
Yeah,
multiple
like if
people. I
once
was
you
like,
die, like if you're playing co-op, I was gonna say like I don't know how much you know, but when you're playing co-op
I know
and
quite a bit about Mario.
well, there you go, you die and you're in the bubble. So I did know Yoshi for a long time. Like even though
Mm-hmm.
I was not up to date on Mario, I definitely knew what and who Yoshi was, and I really liked Yoshi. And we played like Yoshi's Island briefly at some friend's house.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I've played some Mario Odyssey and I enjoyed that. I really want to get that game. And I have Mario Kart for the Switch. And a lot of people like Super Smash Brothers, like Brawl. I'm not a big Super Smash Brawl person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at those types of games. I'm not good at platformers. I'm not good at those. I like Odyssey because the platformer's like open worldy, so it feels
Yeah.
easier. But I like Mario Kart. I'm not good at racing games, but Mario Kart I feel like has a pretty low barrier to entry. Like anyone can play it. So that's mostly what I know. And then like Donkey Kong, I played some of Donkey Kong. I think my mom knew Donkey Kong. Um,
Personally?
yeah, she knew him personally. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and that was the first Mario game, technically, was Donkey
Yeah.
Kong. And it wasn't Princess Peach, it was, I think, Rosalind, who is like the mayor of Super Mario Odyssey. My brother and I were talking about this when I called him last month before the movie came out. We were like geeking out about Mario. Um, but again, it's still like, it's not like a big pivotal part of my childhood, but it is something that I have definitely grown to appreciate and like, and especially like my partner is really into retro video game
Yes,
console
fully aware.
collecting and all that stuff. And Mario is part of that as well. So
Mm-hmm.
that is so I know a bit. I know a bit. I think I know
Okay.
more than someone who doesn't know anything about it, and I've played some of the games, so I know,
Okay,
different
Corinne, if you
pieces.
could use that knowledge to create a storyline
Okay.
for the Super Mario Brothers 1993
The
version,
original one.
what would it be?
Oh my god. When I'm like imagining it, it just looks like a student film.
Listen, you're not wrong.
And like that's the budget I'm thinking of too, because this is the 90s. Like, how are they gonna do Bowser? Um, so I think they're gonna focus a lot on the plumbing aspect. The fact that the
Okay.
two of them are plumbers. I think they're gonna focus on that a lot. And there was they did that cameo thing in the preview for the new one of like the Plumbing Brothers advertisement. There's like a song that they're like, oh, this is like a remix of the song in another thing. So I'm gonna assume it's from the OG movie. So I'm gonna think their plumbing business is like not doing well. And
Okay.
oh, here's what I think. I'm gonna go. I think like Bowser and Peach and Donkey Kong and all that. They are like Bowser's not really like a turtle dragon. I think he's like a big mafia boss that just goes by Bowser, and some of his like human it's like his human Sona, his like Gajinka of Bowser.
It's human Sona.
Yeah. I think
I
that's
don't
what it
like
is.
that. I don't like that word. I don't like that term. It's an icky taste in my mouth. Continue.
I'm sorry. So I think there's that, and like the Koopas are just like regular. Like I think everyone's humans. I think everyone is humans.
Okay.
And it's like they have to rescue Peach because they're behind on a payment, and Bowser has kidnapped Peach for ransom, and like her nickname is Princess or whatever, and he's like, you gotta come get her, and they're like, okay, let's go, and so they're
Let's go. It's
yeah.
me, Mario.
So that's what I think it is.
Luigi.
I think it's like what if everyone was humans, and but it's still like they're still wearing the outfits for some reason, and
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean for some reason?
For some
That's
reason.
obviously what a plumber wears.
It would be like if you had to do Mario as like a theatrical play, but it was a movie, and it was like high schoolers were putting on the play.
But Shrek the musical.
Yeah.
He's still an ogre.
I know he's still an ogre, but this was the 90s. This was before
They
that
didn't
was
have
cool.
they didn't have makeup in the 90s.
Yeah. They didn't have that. I don't I'm saying this because I'm scared of what Bowser would look like if they committed to what he is supposed to be. He'll look like some cursed 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Oh my god.
Have you seen the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies?
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen what those turtles look like.
Aren't they
horrible.
awful?
Disgusting. Yeah, that's what I'm going with for now. I'm optimistic.
Corinne. Okay, I'm gonna send you the link.
Trailer.
I read some of the comments on the trailer,
Uh-huh.
and I think one of my favorite comments is, "I can't believe they made such an engaging trailer for this movie." Which, take that as you will. So, okay.
M.A.
And right. Mario. We're running. B-R-O.
Oh my god. Oh no, I don't like that mouse. Oh.
Okay. You see that little thing? Okay. You're dying of laughter. Just look at those outfits.
Real dinosaur.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I I'm really reliving this entire movie. Your face with that weird thing.
What is this creepy dinosaur?
What don't you understand? Bob Hoskins. John Leguizamo. Super Mario.
I'm speechless.
This is no game, Corinne. Stop laughing.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
What did I just watch?
What are you confused about? It's very obviously a Super Mario Brothers adaptation. Okay, Corinne. Corinne, this is a serious matter.
I can't believe Nintendo just let this happen.
What?
One of the comments was, I can't believe Nintendo just let this happen.
Nintendo just let this happen. It was the 90s. It was a different time.
That was the second part of the comment.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Corinne, would you like to change
Yeah.
or amend your previous... can I be honest, Corinne?
Yeah.
Your take on the film is much better than what the movie is. I do want you to know that. And after seeing that trailer, I'm sure you understand.
Yeah. Tonally, I think what I was thinking matches what the trailer was showing.
Okay.
Because I was imagining like a grim dark, like everyone's a real life. It's like some nitty gritty mob story, but like kind of campy, like old school Batman sort of thing. That was so tonally. It's like the lighting.
Totally, you were on the money.
I was on the money with like the lighting and the set design and the aesthetic, because that was what I was thinking. Now, where we strongly diverge.
Yes. Where are you diverting?
Dinosaur is real.
The dinosaurs are real.
And that ugly thing that I'm assuming is Bowser.
Is it the little dino head on the big body?
Yes.
Corinne, let me tell you, you don't even know. So, do you want to change anything, or you're just like...
hold on.
You're still just, like, overwhelmed by everything
I have to
saw.
take everything in. I'm processing. So, it looks like they do have to save a princess. Oh, maybe... Oh my god, okay, wait, hold on. I think the movie starts off animated.
Okay.
I think it starts off 2D animated. They look like their regular selves. Bowser steals Peach and takes her to the real world, our world. It's like Enchanted. And then they have to go through a pipe, and they come out and they're in our world.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, whoa, this is totally different than what we've experienced. But they still have to save the princess. And then the other Mario characters are showing up in the real world, and that's how they're being translated in gritty New York City. I don't know who this random guy with the weird hair is. I don't know if that's supposed to be Bowser and the other dinosaur thing is something else, or if he's Donkey Kong or what. I don't know.
Donkey Kong?
But, Luigi is kissing someone that looks like Peach, but it better be Daisy. And
not interfering with your OTP there,
yeah.
Korean?
And then there's like a little dinosaur that I think is supposed to be Yoshi, but then there's some scary dinosaur stuff happening, and that's very frightening, and I don't like it. I don't know what all that is about, but I think it's like they're trying to rescue the princess, and they're going through the tunnels of New York City and everywhere else to try to go get her, and there's weird boss fights and everything, It's like I think what happened is the directors they couldn't fully commit to either 100% straight the game or 100% it's going to be completely different reimagining. And they got somewhere in the middle and it's incomprehensible. That's my synopsis.
Once again, Corinne, your version of the movie is better than the actual movie.
Wouldn't it be cute if they were animated and then they came into...
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree. Okay, are you ready?
I don't know if I'm ready, but here we go.
Okay. So, we open and it's like super 90s, like 8-bit animation of dinosaurs.
Okay.
Okay. And Bob Hoskins as Mario is narrating with a really bad New York accent.
I thought he was a New Yorker.
Bob Hoskins is originally British.
Oh.
Yes! Okay. He's a British man.
Also, John Leguizamo looks so cute in this movie.
Yeah, okay.
He's so
young and cute. I watched this movie when I was little. He is so cute.
So cute.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
He will always... I love him.
I love him too. He's great.
He's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they do acknowledge the fact that Luigi is Colombian and his brother is a white man. I'll get into it. And again, it's not going to be the way you think. Okay. So, and Mario's like, hey, back in the day, there used to be dinosaurs, and a meteorite hit, and instead of wiping out all the dinosaurs, it created a parallel dimension where all the dinosaurs... Kareem, please stop laughing. This is serious. Where all the dinosaurs were able to evolve much like humans.
It's like West of Eden, that book I was
telling you. Okay. Now, it's like 20 years. Hold on. We're flash forwarding millions of years to the future, but it is now 20 years before present day, so it's like 1973. Okay. A baby is left on the steps of an orphanage in this pouring rain, and the baby is in like this weird like space container, kind of like Megamind, like the little thing. So it kind of looks like that, but without wings. Okay. And it's got like a rock on top of it. And the mom, she like runs away and she's like checking behind her. She's like, someone's chasing me. Someone chases me. And she gets killed in the sewers.
Ew.
Yes. And the nuns like open the door and they find this giant package. And they open the container. And what's inside the container?
Mario.
An egg. It's a giant egg.
It's Yoshi.
It's like this big. It's a giant egg.
Is it white with green spots?
Nope, it's just
an
egg.
It
looks like a regular old egg.
Okay.
And the egg hatches, and it's a human-looking baby. Okay.
It's Mario.
It's me, Mario. I'm a human baby in an egg. Okay. Okay, now we got cut to present-day Brooklyn. Okay. The Mario brothers own a plumbing business.
Oh, boy.
Okay? They're broke. They owe 3 months' rent. And Luigi likes to watch, like, these, like, you'll never believe kind of TV shows. And he'll, like, reads, like, the National Enquirer or whatever. And Mario's like, stop reading this garbage. We got a job. He's like, you never know what's going on, Mario. And while they're talking about this, they mention like these like women have gone missing in the city. Okay, so they go to get a job and they're like rushing to get over there. And Luigi's like, I know a good shortcut, whatever. So they make it to the job, but the Scapelli plumbing business has beaten them to the job. And they're like, man, those stupid Scapellis. And these Scapellis they're the mob. So Scapelli is the guy who is the main mob guy.
Well, there's some mobsters then. I was right about mobsters.
Did you mention? Did you
I
mention?
thought
mobsters?
Bowser was gonna be the mob.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Don't dig too deeply into this, Corinne, because this storyline goes on. So, and they show up at like a dig site. It's a bunch of like NYU students or like paleontologists or whatever. And they're at the site, and the Scapellis are like, "Hey, you need to get out of here. We're trying to build a building." And they're like, "No." And there is this girl there, and she's like, "Get out of here. We're digging." And he's like, "You don't want to go missing too, do you?"
Ooh.
And she's like, giving him attitude. And she goes because she's going to go call, I guess, her professors to be like, we need more protection, more security, right? Because these Capellis are on us. And as she's like walking down the street, she's being followed by these two guys named Iggy and Spike. And they're like, hey, that's definitely the girl we're looking for, right? He's like, we got her wrong the last 4 times. I hope it's the right one. Oh. He's like, yeah, it's her. She's got 2 arms, 2 legs, whatever, 2 eyeballs. She's the one, So obviously these guys don't even know who they're looking for. And they follow this NYU girl. And meanwhile, Luigi, I guess, is using the payphone to check their voicemail to see if they got any more jobs. And he sees that girl, and he's like, oh my god. And she needs the phone, so he's like, you can use the phone instead. And so she uses it to call or whatever. And he's talking to Mario, like, did you see that girl? She's so beautiful. Like, oh my god. And Mario's like, ask her out! He's like, I can't ask her out. And she, like, asks for security, but, of course, the professors are like, we're not giving you anything.
It's Peach. It's Princess Peach.
And
she's being followed by Koopas.
Hold on. So, she's like, thanks for letting me use the phone. Luigi's like just babbling because he's like, she's so pretty and beautiful. And then Mario basically asks her out for Luigi. And she agrees. And of course, this date turns out to be a double date with Mario and his girlfriend Daniela and Luigi, and who we discover is Daisy.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Who the fuck is Daniela?
Is my boy stepping out on Peach with Daniela? Okay. So yeah, she's like, I'm a paleontologist, and she's like, what we're looking for is like this meteorite, because it, it destroyed the dinosaurs, and she's, like, super into it, and, she starts talking about her rock that she's wearing, and she's like, yeah, I never take it off, it's the only thing I have left of, like, my parents, I'm an orphan, and Luigi's like, you're an orphan too, I'm also an orphan, and she's like, what? He's like, yeah, Mario found me, and he raised me, he's my mother, he's my father, he's my brother. So that's why Luigi is a Colombian man. And Mario is not. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe I've never met another orphan. You know how it is. Like, it's like, okay. And Mario's like, hey, you take Daisy home, I'll take Daniela home. And the two weirdos, Iggy and Spike, confuse Daniela with Daisy, and they end up kidnapping her. After Mario dropped her off. And let's see. And then Luigi's walking Daisy home, and he's like, I'm a little weird. We should just end this. She's like, no, I'm a little weird. We should just end this. And they're like, no, I don't want to. You're not weird. You're not weird either. And she's like, you want to check out, like, my dig site? He's like, okay. So they go to this dig site. And while they're there, Daisy shows Luigi some fossils, and she's like, these fossils kind of look like a monster trying to be a human being, they're so weird and interesting. And they're almost gonna kiss, but these guys sent by the mob, snuck into the site and, like, messed up some pipes, and water's bursting all over the place. Like, no, we gotta stop this, it's gonna ruin the dig, or whatever. So Luigi runs and gets his brother Mario. He's like, Mario, we need your help! And Mario's like, you got it. So they go, and they start, like, fixing the pipe, but Iggy and Spike manage to knock them out and grab Daisy. And they're like, no, where's Daisy? So they start following them down, like, these pipes and this dig or whatever. And I guess she gets pulled in through, like, that weird wall thing where you saw the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get pulled into that. And Luigi's like, she's in there, we gotta go after her. So he jumps in after her, and then Mario's like, I can't believe my crazy brother. And he, like, drums in afterwards. And, it's so bad. Like, he, like, falls through, and it's supposed to be, like, you know, he's falling through dimensions or something, but it just looks poorly done.
Mm-hmm.
And when they land near, like, a meteor crate or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they just keep running after Daisy and her captors.
Mm-hmm.
And when they come into the city, it's, like, a punk version of Manhattan. So, like, everyone's kind of mean and rude, and they're all dressed like hoodlums or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they see, like, these two little baby dinosaurs fighting over this fungus, and they're like, oh, that's gross.
The
and they're like,
mushroom.
everyone here looks super weird. And you see, like, the first time you see, like, the weird lizard-faced guy with the big body.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we meet Koopa officially, who is the leader of this world. And he's upset about how, like, the mammals in the other dimension have it super good. And so basically he wants Daisy and the Rock in order to merge the two worlds, because he wants to, like, be the ruler of everything. And he reveals that she is the princess that he's looking for.
Ooh.
So she's Princess Daisy.
Yeah.
And so the Iggy and Spike are like, we got the girl, we got it right this time. He's like, great, give me the rock. And they're like, we don't have the rock. The Mario Brothers took the rock. He's like, we gotta get that rock. And he, like, put out an APB on the two, on the brothers. They're like, there's these two plumbers, get them.
What's an APB?
All Points Bulletin.
I don't know what that is.
I've
never heard of this.
You've never seen any type of crime show ever?
I've never heard them say APB or say All Points Bulletin. I don't know that term.
That's the only reason why I know. So basically, like, putting out, like, a thing that's like, hey, everyone. You know, like, when your phone goes off?
Oh, yeah.
And so that would kind of be like an APB. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just letting everyone know that these people are on the loose.
Yeah.
I never thought I would have to explain that, but okay.
I've, like, I know what it is. I've just never heard the term before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they get held up by this old lady. She's like, give me all your money. He's like, we don't have money. And she takes the rock. And then this other lady comes and she, like, attacks the old lady and takes the rock. And she, like, has these, like, hover boots and she, like, escapes. And Mario and Luigi are like, we lost everything, like that rock and Daisy. And then there's this guy singing a song in the street that's, like, against King Koopa. And he gets arrested, and we discover that this guy's name is Toad.
Oh, yeah, Toad.
Okay. So, when the police are arresting Toad, they're like, hey, you two are those plumbers, and they arrest them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And while they're in, like, they get put into, like, these cages that's supposed to be, like, prison, and Toad is just going off about, like, how Koopa's the worst. And he's like, you know that fungus around the city? I think that's the former king, man. He's been de-evolved, or whatever. Anyway. The brothers meet President Koopa, who is pretending to be their lawyer. And he's like, where's the meteorite piece? And Luigi's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And Koopa attacks him. And he's like, it's me, the President Koopa. And they're like, oh my god.
Wait, so which one is Koopa? The guy with the weird hair?
Yes.
Oh.
The white guy with the,
they
like,
turned
platinum
him into
blonde
a human.
hair
Yeah.
with, like, these. Okay. And he de-evolves Toad.
What?
And he becomes one of those dumb lizard headmans. The big guy with the weird lizard head. So basically he makes him, like, super dumb and, like, just super loyal and, like, does whatever he says.
What?
And he's called a Goomba. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And the two are, like, escaping. They manage to, like, escape. And they push Koopa into the de-evolving chair. And he gets de-evolved slightly. So not, like, as far as the Koopas. But, or the Goombas or whatever. But, like, just enough, like, to the Jurassic era. So he's a little more, because he's evolved from the T-Rex. So he's just a little more, like, don't know. I'm gonna say carnivorous, but you know what I mean. Like he's just a little more like unhinged now. And so as they're running away, the fungus tries to give Luigi one of those, like a tiny ticking bomb. And Luigi's like, look at this little bomb. I think the fungus is trying to give it to me. And Mario's like, no, let's go. So he leaves the little bomby thing in there. And they break out of jail and they steal a police car. And there's a big old car chase.
Mario Kart.
Did you know Alan Silvestri did the music for this?
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
For this movie.
Incredible.
I think it was him. I saw a name and I was like, is that really? You can Google it or I'll Google it again. But I remember seeing it and being like, him? Okay. And let me tell you, that music is underwhelming. Which, if it's Alan Silvestri, isn't surprising. Okay. Sick a burn to him. So like they're driving through a bunch of tunnels and they fall off like a cliff basically, and they look like they're gonna crash into like the desert, but the fungus catches them. And Luigi's like, you see that the fungus caught us, and Mario's like, no, we just got super lucky with my driving skills. He's like, no. So Spike and Iggy are like, we lost them. And Koopa's like, I'm gonna fix you. So these guys are actually his cousins or whatever.
Okay.
So he goes and he evolves them slightly.
Okay.
So he can make them a little bit smarter, so they could actually catch like the Super Mario Brothers, because they're pretty stupid. So they are smarter, but they're still idiots. Okay. So Koopa sends for Daisy, and he sends his like a lady assistant, and she's like, all you care about is that Princess Daisy. He's like, just bring me the girl. So she like dolls up Daisy, like puts her in a dress, like makes her look pretty. And she's like, reveals to her that her mom is dead, and that she was abandoned on the real world by her mom to keep her safe or whatever, because she knew Koopa was, crazy or something. And that her father is alive in a manner of speaking, but she doesn't go into details about it. And Daisy's like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, my dad is alive, right? Really. And while she's waiting, Daisy sees a tiny, chained up little dinosaur that you saw. And of course, this is Yoshi.
It's Yoshi!
It's Yoshi.
Yoshi!
So Koopa, is hits on Daisy, super gross and aggressive, and he's being a total creep. And he's like, you're also evolved from lizards or whatever. Haven't you always felt like you never belonged in the other world or whatever? So, and she's just like, oh my goodness, this is so much information I'm learning about. And those, that Spike and Iggy they're captured by the Super Mario Brothers, because like I said, they're smart, but they're still dumb. And they're like, yeah, we have we need to get the rock. And they're like, hey, if we give you the rock, will you give us Daisy? And they're like, yeah, sounds like a great deal. So they go they're like, well, where's the rock? They're like, well, this lady stole it, is what she looks like. And they're like, oh, she's that bouncer from that one club. So they all go to this club, and Mario and Luigi go disguised in these not very good disguises. And while they're there, Mario flirts with the lady, and the first time he tries to flirt with her, she punches him. But the second time, he's like, don't hurt me. It's just like, this woman is obviously a top and Mario is her sub. And so he does a little sexy dancing with her. And he steals the rock. But someone in the club has recognized the plumber. They're like, we have the plumbers here. So of course Koopa shows up. Not Koopa. The assistant. Her name is Lena. She shows up with a bunch of Goombas, and the Mario and Luigi are playing keep it away with the stupid rock, and of course it lands at Lena's feet, and they just run away like the cowards they are. And it's also revealed that the Scapellis who are blowing up that building blew up the access to the meteorite, which is now how they're able to, like, cross worlds, basically. Oh. So the Mario Brothers are like, let's break into the tower, like, what's his name? Koopa Tower, to try and, get Daisy back. So Mario's like, I got a great idea. Let's freeze them out, because there's a bunch of pipes. So he makes the pipes all cold. Which, it's useless except for one thing that happens. Okay. And Lena is like, I have, like, she's gonna tell him, like, I have the rock, like, let's rule the world together. And Koopa's like, I don't need you. So she's like, fine, I'll do it myself. And she goes to Daisy and tries to kill her, but Yoshi attacks Lena, and Daisy is able to run away. And she sees Spike and Iggy, and they're like, let's go, we're on your side now. And she's like, okay. And as they're escaping, they're like, you see that fungus? That fungus is your dad. And she's like, what? And you're like, we're gonna give you time alone with your weird fungus dad. And while she's in there, very conveniently, she gets access to, like, a bunch of computers all over the tower. Not, like, the cameras, rather. And she can see Mario and Luigi. She's like, Mario and Luigi, come find me, I'm over here. But Koopa is watching, so it's like, this is not good anyway.
Yeah.
And they show up, and she's like, Luigi, Mario, I want you to meet my dad. It's this fungus. And Mario's like, that's gross. And Luigi's like, it's such a pleasure to meet you, sir. And Daisy's like, oh my god, Mario, are you gonna go save your girlfriend? He's like, my girlfriend? She's here? So he goes off to save his girlfriend. Luigi and Daisy, where do they go? I don't know what they're doing. So Mario goes to go save his girlfriend. And the missing girls. And of course, the girls are freezing, but for some weird reason, the lizards are okay, even though technically they're cold-blooded, so they wouldn't be okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the place got frozen so badly that when they're trying to escape through the pipe, it becomes like a slide because it's covered in ice. And all the girls are on this mattress with Mario, and they're like sliding down this cold slide pipe. And the Goombas are behind them, like, oh, we're chasing you, but we're dumb. Okay. They manage to get away. Luigi and Daisy get captured by Koopa, and Lena is caught trying to get to the meteorite. And so they're, like, imprisoned by Koopa, and Koopa is like, what are you doing, Lena? And she's like, I can make it, I can escape, I can do this by myself. But she loses the rock. And Lena catches it, but she ends up getting electrocuted, but she's okay.
Oh.
But Mario pretends that he has the rock, and Koopa's, like, chasing him all over the city, like, give me back my rock! And Mario's like, wait a minute, I have this bomb that the fungus gave me, so he sets off this bomb. And everyone's like, it's a bomb! And the thing is, like, this small, literally. And he sets it off, and it falls, and Koopa's like, ha ha ha, you big stupid idiot. And Luigi and Daisy manage to get all the girls through the portal. But Lena is there, and she's like, I have the rock, I can do this. She's like, I don't need you, Daisy, I can do it. So she, like, puts a rock in the thing, but of course, she, like, is, like, she's killed. Okay. She becomes, like, a fossil, basically.
Ew.
And Daisy's like, oh, that's what they mean, I'm the only one who can do it, because I'm the only one who can resist the power of the rock, or whatever. So she goes in, because she's going to try and take out the rock. But as she's, like, going to take out the rock, I guess the rock is going back into the meteorite. Yeah. So Koopa and Mario, who are fighting, dissolve and dissolve into the real world. And it's, like, Koopa and Mario and a bunch of Goombas, and they're like, he's like, finally, this world is mine! And Scapelli is there, and he's like, what are you doing here? And Koopa has turned his de-evolving technology into guns, so he de-evolves Scapelli into a chimp. And everyone's like, "Oh no, this is
It's
crazy!"
Diddy Kong.
And and anyway, Daisy manages to take the rock back out, so then Koopa and Mario end up back in their dinosaur world. Koopa's like, "No, how could you?" And so he's trying to kill Mario, but they like he gets exploded basically.
Okay.
And as he gets exploded, he gets turned back. I think his gun goes off, so he gets de-evolved into like a Tyrannosaur dinosaur. But the Mario ends up getting the de-evolved gun, so they de-evolve him into like slime.
Ew.
Yeah, and he just like dissolves and dies. And when that happens, for some reason, the king, without anyone evolving him again, stops being fungus and turns into a lizard person, like a regular person. And he's like, "Thank goodness for those Mario brothers." Like what? And then Daisy like opens a portal, and Mario's like, "Let's go." And Luigi's like, "Yeah, Daisy, come on, let's go." And she's like, "I can't. I've just found out who I am. I just met my father. Like, I need to stay here. I need to fix this world." Luigi's like, "But you know how I feel about you, Daisy. I love you." She's like, "I love you too, Luigi." And they kiss, and they leave. And then 3 weeks later, Luigi's watching his show, his weird people show, and there's like an episode about him and Mario and how they saved like Brooklyn from these weird monsters, which I don't know why this happened 3 weeks later, but whatever.
Production time.
And Daisy like knocks open, like barges through the door of their apartment. She's like, "Mario, Luigi, I need your help." And then the movie ends.
I see.
So, Corinne?
So, there's lots of Koopas in the game. There's not like one the Koopa.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? President Koopa. Everyone knows about President Koopa.
That's like a third tier thing. And actually, Spike and Iggy are like mini bosses. Iggy is a Koopa. So that's
they're cousins to President Koopa,
I guess. And then where is Bowser?
There's no Bowser.
Bowser's like the King Koopa.
He's not there. The King Koopa is President Koopa.
Okay.
But he's not Bowser.
And then there's no Peach.
No Peach, but there's Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy's fine, but like no Peach. And then
no Peach.
The Goombas, terrifying. I don't like that at all.
That's, as a child, that was the scariest thing in the world to me.
Yeah, that's horrifying. Toad getting turned into a Goomba, awful. I don't like that. This movie sounds like nightmare fuel. It sounds like straight up nightmare fuel. It sounds scary, terrifying.
It's pretty nightmarish, but honestly, Corinne, I think you'd enjoy it. It's not like a movie you watch because you know it's good. It's a movie you watch because it's awful. And sometimes you just want to see a train wreck, you know?
Yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
They really I think stuck true to the lore of Mario.
You shut up.
I feel like it was authentic to the story.
To the spirit of Mario.
Yeah, I mean, like, your whole, like, they're just humans was 100% spot on, right? They were just like, we don't want to go into this, so let's just say they've evolved from humans.
Like I said, like, the aesthetic and how I thought they would, like, approach a character design, pretty close, but I wasn't expecting dinosaurs or whatever the fuck that Goomba thing is. That's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 1990s early Spy Kids bullshit. I'm not here for that. I don't have. I don't know. It was not what I was expecting. I was
It's
expecting a
not
much
right.
more colorful, dumb kind of movie, and it is dumb, but not in the way I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The parallel world is really, really something. I
That's the thing you didn't like.
I can't believe they didn't. No, I don't like that they didn't put in Bowser and they didn't put in Peach. And they
But you
tried.
don't need Peach if you have Daisy.
You need both.
Which one's Daisy? She the purple one?
She's the
Orange one.
orange one. She's sporty. The mushroom thing is interesting because the mushrooms are power ups in the games.
Uh-huh.
Also, you were right. It was Alan
Yeah.
Silvestri. Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
We all have to start somewhere, am I right?
He just got done doing Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, I think, was also
You know a movie
1993.
you do just for the paycheck? That was this. He was like, I put a lot of time and effort in Forrest Gump. I really just want to take it easy.
Oh no, Forrest Gump was 94.
Yeah, that's 94.
Yeah, I thought maybe this was his first movie. I'm looking him up right now.
I hope that Robert Zemeckis watched this movie and was like, the music, I can't get it out of my head. I need this man for Forrest
He
Gump.
did Back to the Future in 85. He has no excuse.
He has no excuse for doing this. It was for the paycheck. He wanted a yacht. He wanted a super yacht, and he was like, I will do the 1993 Super Brothers.
Yeah, he did Predator in 87. He did Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
A lot of Zemeckis films.
Yeah, he's been working with Zemeckis since the 80s. There's no he did not need to do this. He just did it. He did Fern Gully. Yeah, this really is. He replaced Jerry Goldsmith. You know what? Someone called in a favor. Someone called in a favor.
Hey, Alan, listen, we got this movie.
Yeah, someone called in a favor. Is there like fun facts about the production of this movie?
This movie production is a hot mess.
Let's hear about it.
I think Bob Hoskins was completely sloshed the entire film.
Oh no.
Which I already knew he had, like, he's an
Yeah.
alcoholic, he had problems. He also didn't even know that he was making a movie based on a video game.
Directed by husband and wife team Rocky Morin and Annabelle Jankel.
I hope this didn't ruin their marriage.
I kind of want to look it up.
You want to see how long that lasted?
They're still married. They're still married. The wife has a longer Wikipedia page.
Dennis Hopper explained why he did the film. I made a picture called Super Mario Brothers, and my 6-year-old son at the time, he's now 18, he said, Dad, I think you're probably a pretty good actor, but why did you play that terrible guy King Koopa in Super Mario Brothers? And I said, well, Henry, I did that so you could have shoes. And he said, Dad, I don't need shoes that badly.
His son probably played the games too and was like, what is this? Why did you do this? The production innovated and introduced many filmmaking techniques now considered pivotal in the transition from practical to digital effects, including the use of Autodesk Flame. It was a critical and commercial failure.
Yeah.
As a result, Nintendo became reluctant to license one of its IP for film adaptations. Described as a cult classic. Wasn't this one of Leguizamo's first roles?
No.
I know a lot of people know him as this. His filmography is enormous.
According to John Leguizamo, the filmmakers hired actual strippers for the nightclub scene.
Well, they went through a lot of screenwriters. The first screenplay was written by Oscar-winning screenwriter Barry Morrow. His story followed brothers Mario and Luigi on an existential road trip so similar to Morrow's prior Rain Man that production titled the script Drain Man.
Mario and Luigi don't dress in their trademark colored outfits until 66 minutes into the movie. Come here.
Oh no, they agreed their approach to adapting the video game should follow the darker tone popularized by the 1989 Batman and the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that was okay, we were on the money. I was on the money with suggesting that then cuz they literally pulled from that.
Oh, I also forgot to mention. So Mario's name is Mario, and Luigi's name is Luigi
Luigi
Mario,
Mario.
which is why they're called
The Mario
Brothers.
brothers. I was wondering about that.
Oh my god, Cheech Marin was offered the lead role of Mario but turned the part down. Could you imagine that version? Roland Joffe never heard what Hiroshi Yamauchi or Nintendo thought of the finished product. They never phoned up to complain, he says. They were very polite, Nintendo.
I think they didn't know what to think of it. Oh. The producers changed the script without the directors knowing at like the last minute to make it more family friendly.
Mm.
They didn't know until like literally day one of production.
The producers' first choices for the roles of the central characters were Danny DeVito as Mario,
Nice.
Tom Hanks as Luigi, Jennifer Jason Leigh as Daisy, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as Koopa.
I could see Danny DeVito is the only one I could see. He's the only one with the Mario energy. But I think Leguizamo is a good choice for Luigi. I wouldn't do Tom Hanks. Leguizamo said, "You always see a lot of Italians playing Latin people, like Al Pacino did in Scarface. Now it's our turn." They wanted to cast Tom Waits as Toad originally. Oh, Disney distributed it.
Doesn't mean anything.
That's why they changed the script at the last minute. Oh, Yoshi is a puppet.
Yeah, it's a puppet. Did you think they got a real dinosaur for the park, Corinne?
Yeah, I thought they just went to Dinosaur Park and picked one up.
Jurassic Park came out only, I think, a few weeks after this or something.
Oh yeah, they were mentioning that lead creatures designer and supervisor Patrick Tatopoulos was aware of the concurrent Jurassic Park production, so he consciously designed the dinosaurs for Super Mario Brothers to be more cute and cartoon-like.
That was cute and cartoon-like?
An abstract fantasy T-Rex.
Jesus. Okay, Corinne.
Yeah.
How would you rate this film?
1 out of 5.
1 out of 5.
I almost gave it a 2 out of 5, but
really,
for a cult classic.
Uh-huh.
But I'm giving it 1.
Uh-huh.
It was, I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to watch this movie. I'd need to be under the influence of some mind-altering substance.
You could always play just like a game, like a drinking game with it.
Yeah. That could be fun.
Like anytime they call them plumbers or like you hear them, I don't know.
Someone probably has made a drinking game out of this movie.
Yeah, but also like I said, you can't really find it anywhere. So you'd have to like actively, like I did, like, find a version somewhere.
It needs to be saved in the archives. As much as I'm giving this movie a 1 out of 5, it deserves to be saved.
I found an extended version on like some internet archive or whatever.
That was the next thing I was thinking when you were mentioning earlier how it was hard to find. I was like, oh, there's a website. that saves these
So
things.
I found that extended version first, and I was like, I don't want to watch the extended version. I want to watch the original version. But I found the original version. But I was just like, because I don't want to watch this 30 extra minutes. Like, I really
You don't want to watch these
this.
extra strippers that got cut out of the movie.
No.
Maybe there's more explanations and lore. Maybe Bowser and Peach show up.
I think, when I was reading about that extended, I think a lot of it is about with the Scarpelli people. Like, it was about the mob.
I see.
Is like,
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Monze, what would you rate this movie, having seen it?
I give it a 2 out of 5 for nostalgia. I did watch this movie as a kid. I thought it was scary and frightening. Watching it again, it's like, this movie's a mess. It's not even, like, an enjoyable mess, but it is a train wreck. Like, you just get to see something die. And, you know, I'd rather watch a movie die than a human being.
So many humans die in that movie, though.
No.
Okay. How is that any different
They're
from,
not humans. Corinne, they've evolved not from they're not mammals. They've evolved from dinosaurs.
Oh, so now you're anti-reptile now? You're all about the pedigree?
Am I slightly specious? Maybe. Maybe I am. But unless a human-looking person who evolved from dinosaurs shows up and knocks on my door, I will unashamedly not call them human and be just a little bit specious against them.
Oh, so the baby at the beginning of the movie was Daisy.
Yes.
Oh.
The baby at the beginning of the movie was Daisy because that's her rock. That's a meteor.
Okay, I thought it was Mario.
I know you thought it was. You didn't even think about that until right now that it was actually.
But even when Daisy was mentioned, like, I'm an orphan, and Luigi was like, oh yeah, Mario found me to care of me, I was like, oh, so that baby wasn't Luigi, it must have been Mario. And then I kept thinking this one, like, Mario was, like, dissolving in and out of the two worlds. And I was like, oh, he's also from the dinosaur.
No, you were making things up. You were just holding on to that. No.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh, wait. Because I thought maybe they also had a rock, and then that just never showed up, and I forgot. Yeah, anyways. Okay. Yeah, 1 star. I'm giving this movie 1 star.
That didn't change your rating?
No. No, it didn't. Cool. Thank you so much for telling me about this movie. My life feels both enriched and worse at the same time.
Yep. That's how I felt when I was watching it last night.
I think the world needs this movie. But I don't know if anyone, like, it needs to be seen, but I don't know if anyone needs to see it. You know, that's how I feel about this movie.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
Right? It's like Schrodinger's movie. Except not really. Like it needs to be witnessed, but no one needs to witness it. We should call it the Mario movie paradox or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like, the world is better for it existing, but no one's life will be improved by watching it.
Oh my god.
It's fully a net zero. It is a net zero film. It does any good it does is canceled out by the bad, and any bad it does is canceled out by the good. It's a perfectly neutral. It is true neutral.
Wow, true neutral.
I know some people would argue against that, but without that movie, I would say we wouldn't have the current Mario movie. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah, I think this movie needed to exist, and they're trying to wipe it off the face of the internet, but no, it cannot happen.
It can't happen.
It can't happen. It needs to exist. But no one needs to watch it.
This is such a hot take, I feel like.
It's like you get the DVD and, like, you put it in, like, a glass box in the museum. Like, that's, like, where it deserves to be.
Uh-huh.
Or like, the museum sometimes will play like a movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like
Like when you go to like the art institute
Mm-hmm.
and like, well, the art museum, and they'll have like an experimental film
Yeah.
on loop.
Yeah.
And you go in there and you don't know what's going on. You're like, I could sit through this entire thing and watch it loop again, but you're like, I just really wanted to sit down for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I have to listen. I have to watch this
Yeah.
ridiculous thing. That's, yeah, I agree. That's kind of how it feels like. It should be like a plaque like, this is the Super Mario Brothers movie, right?
Mhm.
Directed by so-and-so and so-and-so. And you sit and you're like, this is really good to get off my feet. I don't really know what's going on. I don't really care.
And I also feel unsettled.
I feel unsettled, but I feel like I did watch art, maybe. Debatable. But I could talk about this with someone. I could leave the museum and be like, did you watch that art installation, that movie installation of the Super Mario Brothers? I thought it was a little weird and made me a little uncomfortable. But I think I don't know where the artist was coming from. I don't understand their perspective, even after reading the blurb about their perspective. But they accomplished something, and really, that's all we want to do is accomplish something.
And when you go to the gift shop, the one thing you buy is the souvenir based on this art installation. It is the most best-selling souvenir. And that's why they keep it. That is it. Yep. Yep, those are my feelings on the movie, which I think is high praise for the film.
Truly
High praise. Cool. Well, thank you for listening.
Sorry.
Find me on Instagram at Corinne.
I'm so bored.
Where can they find you, Monze?
You can find me at Magic Monster on Instagram.
Yay.
Or my cat's Instagram, which is Gatito George.
Yes. Cool. If you've seen the 1993 Mario movie, please let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Let us know your thoughts and prayers.
Your hot takes.
I do want to know your hot takes.
Yeah, this is a movie I feel like I could read about all day. I want to just read about people's experiences with it because it's life-changing.
Life-changing.
Life-altering. A memory you wish you could forget, but one that you cherish and are glad you have. It's truly a paradox of films. So, yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.